Hey, Diane DeWald with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Caught me drinking a sip of water. Apologize. So, when I saw this kit, Sweet Celebrations, and I know the day I'm releasing it, Gina is doing her June card kit or release party. But in the Sweet Celebrations, I didn't initially buy this kit because I really wasn't interested in all of this. And then I saw Gina do some of the cupcakes, the cake, some lollipops. And when she did the lollipop, this little guy right here, all I saw in my head was peppermint candies. And I've done a whole bunch of colors. So I have red velvet and white, and this is bubblegum pink and emerald coast. And we're going to go ahead, I'm going to show you uh, the bubblegum because look at the shine. And I wanted them to look like they were in a wrapper without being in a plastic wrapper and adding bulk. And I started experimenting and I grabbed out my 3D crystal. Well, what is this? This is crystal lacquer. What do they call that? Crystal effects. This is something very similar. I'm just not patient to let it dry, and I kept getting my fingers stuck in it, and I knew I should have just set it aside. And then I remember Gina in her very first card, well, one of her first cards that she demonstrated, Rena wanted shiny paper and she used packing tape. So yes, I stole the idea and you've seen it. So let me go ahead and we're going to do that real quick. But let me show you some of the other things we're going to use today. And why don't I get you in maybe just a tad bit closer because just feel like you're helicoptering right there. So definitely the Sweet Celebrations. And on this card, you see the embossed background. We're going to use Gina's Snowflakes embossing folder. And then originally for the sentiment, this was going to be a square because I thought I had with the circles for the candies. I already had so many circles. And unfortunately, from my holiday tapestry, I'd never used this sentiment and there's a slight defect in it. So I may or may not reach out to customer service and see, because I've owned this for a very long time. But instead, and I'm not disappointed, it happens. Photopolymer stamps, sometimes you have imperfections. I'm not terribly upset. I was initially, but I'm not anymore because this Merry Christmas worked beautifully. I grabbed, what was that? Master Layout 5. And I used the largest plain circle and this scallop circle to get this effect of the color behind the white. I wanted it to pop up a little bit or pop off the front of the card, not necessarily with elevation, but with a little bit of color to distinguish it. And then for Master Layouts 1, these two large rectangles, I've got the black panel there behind the white. And this is Emerald Coast cardstock from Gina K. The black layer is 65 pound pop tone black licorice, and then my 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, which I embossed. And I have not affixed the inside yet because I don't know what I'm going to do with the inside of my Christmas cards this year. So I just did that panel and put it together, and I'll put this aside for later. So let's go ahead and let's make some of these pink candies. And white and pink. And I'm going to get my bone folder. Gina did this. Sorry, this is going to be loud. There. I know Gina did this, but I'm just going to quickly show you my process for this. And just burnish this down. And I have a bigger one. Just grab something flat. not too sharp. That gives you good good amount of surfaces so that you can burnish that tape down. And I'm going to do the same thing with the light. Yep. Oh, I got a bubble in there. Let's see if I can burnish that out. Yep, I did. Oof. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab my box cutter, pull that tape up off. Yes, I know I'm cutting on my glass and I don't like doing that. They say you can't scratch it or it's hard to scratch. I do not like doing that. I should have grabbed one of my self-healing mats. Okay. And there you go. So let me grab, I'm going to use two different die cutting machines. I'm going to use my regular Sizzix Express just because. And then for the embossing, we're going to use Gina's, where did that stamp set or that die set go? Here it is. I'm going to use her Intri-Cut. I am finding more and more often that I like using her Intri-Cut machine when I'm embossing. I just find it's easier to use and I can go ahead and dial up or dial back the pressure so it's not as hard on my embossing folder. So I'm going to pause you. I'll be right back. Okay, because this has got the packing tape on it, I went ahead and ran it through forwards and then back so that I could get a nice deep cut. And I'm only going to do one of these on camera. And this guy just really likes to hold on to its cut. So let me go ahead and I'm going to snip, being very careful not to get the die cut. I just find it's easier to pull it out like that, and you're basically going to uncoil it. That's the good part. This is the good part. And I think you can kind of see the shine there. Maybe not, but this is what we're going to end up with. I'm trying to catch the lights. I got my lighting there, maybe. There, you saw the shine. Right there. I got my lights set up just right so that you don't see the lights anymore or very little reflection. So let me go ahead and clear this out of the way. And I'm going to grab a silicone mat and my big block so that I can move this out of the way. But I'm basically going to grab my tweezers. What did I do with... I'm recording this late. I'm tired. And I can't find anything. So I'm going to use Gina K's matte glue. And why don't I get you in super close so that you can really see this? Because this is fun. I had a lot of fun making all of these. And all I'm doing is, there, taking the glue, I'm going to get it started. Just putting some dots, and I'm using the matte because it will squeeze out the side. And I want it, and I've got another acrylic block right here. So I'm going to get this down. I'm going to release it. Come on, tweezers, release. And put this there on top. I'm going to press down. And I went yesterday, the day before when I made all of these, I made them all. I sandwiched them in between a bunch of acrylic blocks, and I went out and I mowed the yard, and then I came back. So I'm going to move you back out so you don't feel like that's like right in your face. And while that's drying, we're going to do, because we're going to make this card, but we're going to do a different card because as I was putting this one together, I had another thought and just decided, hey, we're going to make a really fun card. So okay, all the pieces and parts are back on that. I didn't throw anything away. I've thrown dies away. I almost threw one of my master layout rectangles away earlier. That's how tired I was. So, okay, camera, focus on that. I'm going to grab the Intri-Cut and we're going to go ahead and emboss that folder. So let me find the folder. So this is the Snowflakes folder. Oh, you are like way close. Too close. There we are. Okay, and this already got stuck down. So I don't know if everybody else's machine does this, but I can wiggle this around as long as the doors are up. The minute I put it down, it's like not moving. So I've already cut down the smaller of the two master layout rectangles. And if you do not have master layouts, here's the down here in the corner, the top one at 3 3/4 by 5, that is the top layer. And then that matte layer is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So let's go ahead and get this panel. And like I said, I'd already cut it. I want the snowflakes to be semi straight. And I have this is a regular embossing folder, and I have it on 2D emboss, and then my dial, the second dial number 2, it is all the way between 4 and 5, and that's just my machine. So I'm going to go ahead. The gray mat, cutting mat, is on the bottom. Platform is on the top. And roll this through, and then I'm going to get rid of the dimensions for the master layouts as soon as this is through. So let's go ahead and get this guy out of the way. This is where I need a third hand. And let's see what we have here. Beautiful. Oh, and let's look at all of that dimension. You know, we all play with the 3D embossing folders, and I think they're stunning and gorgeous and beautiful, but there's just something about the 2D. It just adds that just little bit of oomph. So, okay, so camera, focus on that, and let me grab the other pieces we're going to need. This has nothing to do with this one, so I'm going to move it aside. And excuse me for the sniffle. And I don't want to move that because it's gonna spoil the fun I've got here coming. So this is the cut cardstock base that I have. I have them score. It's an A2 size. I have them score it and cut it down for me. And I'm also going to use Gina's large alphabet, and I pulled out the H, and I cut from red velvet 6 H's, and I'm going to go ahead and get this to where it stays closed. But I'm going to get another silicone mat. We're going to get these letters glued together. I cut 6, and to save on my card, my inside and my outside layering red velvet panel, I cut the H's from them. So here's what you do. to save weight. And I am going to stick my head in here because upper right, lower left, and you will be square. Just like that. And once this is adhered to the card, you'll never know. And I'm going to go ahead and put this panel on. Same thing. Upper right. Oops, got some cardstock dust there at the edge. Upper right. Lower left. Just like that. And then let's go ahead and get this guy on this front panel. And I'm going to go ahead and affix it with glue. But this is a fun card. I wish I could, where it is, oh, there it is. Wish I could, I probably saw something very similar on Pinterest. I didn't save it, so I don't know whose idea this was. And for that, I'm sorry. I try not to steal ideas and creativity. Okay, so my H's. Let's get this tape runner out of the way. Gonna line up 3 of these guys, make sure they're right side up. And I'm actually gonna use the matte glue in case it decides to squirt out the side. And all I'm gonna do is come in here, get some dots there in the middle. Oop, that's really going to squirt out. That's okay. And get these guys glued together. Oops, it moved. It really moved. Okay, there. Okay. Clumsy fingers today. See, told you it was going to squeeze out. That will dry clear. Trying to hurry through this, but that will dry clear. And okay, we're just going to squash that down there for a minute. And while we're waiting, we're going to put that on the inside. And yes, I know, I'm not going to, does it have tape in the middle? Nope, I'm not going to do that. Not yet. I changed my mind. Okay, so here's the fun part. Let's go ahead and, where's my dimensionals? They're around here somewhere. I tucked them away. Hang on, I got to go find them. Okay, I found them. And I'm going to bring in just a little bit closer. And I've turned these over, and I'm going to use these little guys. And I'm going to see if I can control this. And get these lined up. I should have used strips, but oh well. This is the fun part. And sorry I'm not talking. Oops. Hey, how about I get this side going? I'm super excited. My husband and I, we live in a subdivision, but it's out in the country. And we're on well water. And our well is really shallow. And tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow, the well company that I've contracted is going to come out and drive it deeper for us. I'm super excited about that. Okay, so let me grab my Cricut tool. I'm going to go ahead and pull all the backers off. And I know we live in the country and, you know, it's well water. I don't mind the well water. It's just our iron content is through the roof. We've got a softener, an iron filtration system, and I stuck my hand right in that. And then for the yard irrigation system, I have a rust remover additive, and the iron still bleeds through. So the gentleman who's going to drill the new well came out and tested the water, and he did one of the houses across the major road from us, and he said they were at a 2 and we're at a 3, and he said at a 3 our system won't keep up. Oh, that's not straight at all. There we go. Watch this. This is the fun part. Oh, I love it. So let's put the O in first. And trying to get this straight and semi. You know, if I'd been anal about this or OCD, I would have gotten a ruler out and measured it all, but yeah, that's not happening today. So this is the fun card. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, I think that is just adorable. And I think, do I want to put the red or do I want to put the shiny clear? Let's see what we get here. Oh, no, I like the red. Oh, I do. I like the red. That's just perfect. Don't you love when an experiment goes right? I've had a few cards here recently. I have not been, I'll be honest, I have not been 100% really happy with. Oh, come on. Come on, glue. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Thank God it. Yep. Thank goodness it. Let's see if I can do that. It dries clear. I am not left-handed by any stretch of the imagination. Hang on. Oh, this guy just doesn't want to hold on. There we go. There we go. Come on. There you go. I'm going to switch hands. See if I can do it this way. My husband is left-handed, so all his life he has been pretty ambidextrous. I'm not in any shape or form. So here we are. This really fun card. I think that is just so fun. So let's go ahead and we're going to get this one assembled. I've already pre-cut everything, and let me see if this is dry. Yes, that's dry enough for us to work with. So let me get some of this out of the way. And I've already got the Merry Christmas all set up. That's just to move things along. And we are going to use, but before I do that, I've got my card base. We need to score it. This is Emerald. Is this Emerald Coast? Yes, Emerald Coast. Emerald Coast? Is this Emerald Coast? Yes. Oh my gosh. It's too late. I need to go to bed. We're going to score it at 4 1/4. And get this burnished down. It's also hot in my studio because I got the lights blazing. Okay. And I've already pre-embossed my panel. I pre-cut. Oh, and I have my old square that I was going to use. Put that in my save kitty. So let's go ahead and let's get our panels together. Oops, sorry. I am off camera. That's not good. And again, this one I'm not going to put on the inside. I did with the ho ho ho. just because I wanted you to see that full completed card. And I put on the embossed panels, I put a lot more glue just because you've got a lot of surface that doesn't connect. And I'm not pressing down. I'm pressing down, but I'm not pushing down. I want that glue to really take effect. Let's go ahead and get this on the front of the panel. And we'll get it mooshed down. Set straight, semi-straight, and there. Get my big block. Just kind of get that together. We are done with the Tombow glue. And I've already cut my circles out of, what was that, master layout? What master layout was that? 5. And pre-stamped. And to have this show up a little better, I did a different color than white. And I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black. I used VersaFine Clair on my first sample. That's a pigment ink. And yeah, I smeared it. I had to get the sand eraser out. Where I know the Memento, this is going to dry pretty fast. I just have to stamp it multiple times, which is fine. Okay, I think that's good. And I need to clean this stamp off, and I'll put it away in a little bit. Won't bore you with that. Oh, sorry if the camera went blurry. And, oh, I did not pull the die cut out. Blah. Goofball. And I lied. I need the glue. Because I want to be able to do this. So I get it fairly centered. And while I'm capping that glue, I really need to clean that glue bottle tip because that's pretty crunchy. Okay, and then on to getting this thing together. So thanks for joining me on this a sweet journey that I've taken. I can't wait to see the June release party. And it will be the time of my initial release of this video. It'll be tonight. I'm super excited. Right here in front of me. Oh my goodness. So one of the pinks I'm going to raise. And the other two, they're going to get glued. Got some cardstock dust on that one. And so you can see just a smidge better. Let's go ahead. I'm going to use the matte glue. And I'm tucking this up underneath. And then I'm just going to press that down for just a second. And this one, we're going to put right there. This one I'm going to glue down as well. And we're going to put that up here. And we are well on our way. And for the embellishments on the Ho Ho Ho, I've used from Cartwright Sequins and Beads their red metallic confetti. And I'm going to use the clear quartz solid sequins from Gina on this one. And normally you do odd numbers. I did odd numbers on this. I did 3 down here on the right and 3 up at the left. And I'm putting my little glue dots, or I'm going to put the sequins in flat areas so that the sequins aren't having to compete with the raised areas. And I'm going to try to find little guys. Oops, not the pokey end. I need the wax tip. I need to turn this over. It's warm here in my studio, so my wax tip has not been necessarily cooperating with me. It's kind of soft. Where'd it go? There it is. So I'll have everything that I've used down below in the video if you decide to go shopping. They are affiliate links. I get a very, very small commission. It's how I bring things like this to you on my channel. And I appreciate any and all support if you decide to support me. And if you're supporting another creator, bravo. That's all that matters. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. And also, while you're down there perusing the items that I used in today's video, if you would hit that subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, that helps me out with YouTube's algorithm, and I greatly appreciate it. So thanks again for joining me today in this Christmas sweet celebration. I'm really loving this. I am definitely going to do more of those. So until next time, happy stamping.